Seatbelts are not as confining as a wheelchair. Drive carefully. Seatbelts are not as confining as a wheelchair. Drive carefully. A message from the Traffic Department of the Royal Grenada Police Force.
Stay up to date with all that's happening with the new National Party, NNP. Send us a message via text or WhatsApp on 405-8683 with your name, email, and constituency. Stay in the know with NNP. Get updated.
It's coming, the new family of EC Polymer Notes.
What is different about these notes?
The feel.
Polymer notes are made from a thin plastic film which makes the notes feel smoother than the paper notes.
The orientation.
The notes have a portrait orientation. You will read the notes from top to bottom instead of left to right as you do with the paper notes.
Unique tactile feature.
The front of each note has raised bumps at the top left-hand corner. These bumps form shapes that are familiar to you.
Holographic foil strip.
This feature is on the $20, $50, and $100. When you tilt the notes, the images and colors in this section will change.
New image on the $50.
The back of the $50 bears the image of former governor of the ECCB, the late Honorable Sir K. Dwight Venner.
New signature.
All the notes bear the signature of the current governor, Timothy N.J. Antwine.
EC Polymer Notes. Cleaner, safer, stronger.
Government spends close to $2.4 million for the latest batch of scholarship recipients. Details to this story and more in the National Report. With the details to the news for Thursday, September 12th, I am Leslie Ann Johnson. 59 additional scholarship recipients have received awards for study at tertiary institutions at home and abroad. The Ministry of Education, Human Resource Development and Religious Affairs hosted a scholarship awards ceremony at the Youth Center in Montrouge on Thursday. Details from Annette Moore.
Applying for a scholarship was paramount for me in order for me to be able to do this degree, first of all, because there was no way I would have been able to afford it on my own. Therefore, it was one of the options I was looking into for a while, and that was one of the reasons why I applied for the government scholarship. I'm very appreciative that the committee would have selected me.
Award ceremonies for scholarship signals the importance of our human resource development. When you are given this award as young people, it signals not only Grenada's commitment to you, it signals that Grenada is proud of you. Grenada has embraced your academic excellence, and we are providing the opportunity so that you can further your studies, so that you can develop this lovely nation of ours.
Scholarship awards totaling approximately $2.4 million were presented to the 59 recipients in several areas. 30 students received awards for undergraduate study and 14 for master's level degrees in international business and multi-sector health management at the St. George's University through the joint efforts of the Government of Grenada and SGU. 9 awardees received master's scholarships from the People's Republic of China, and 6 students received economic cost bursary assistance scholarships from the Government of Grenada. The Assistant Dean of Admissions of SGU delivered remarks on behalf of her institution.
Be an extraordinary student. Do not merely attend classes and complete your assignments, but get involved. Engage in your university community. Contribute to your local community through various volunteer projects. Studies have shown that students who actively participate in clubs and organizations, work part-time, and volunteer during their studies, they have a higher probability of securing a professional job after university.
Ambassador to Grenada from the People's Republic of China addressed the audience, noting that he's often asked why China provides so much assistance to Grenada, a nation so far away.
China intends to help Grenada speed up the progress overall economic and social development by providing sincere and service assistance. In 2018, China and Grenada signed the Memorandum of Understanding and Joint Construction of One Belt One Road initiative, which opened a new chapter in our bilateral relationship.
I want to again, on the behalf of the government and people of Grenada, Carriacou and Petit Martinique, express our sincerest appreciation to you, Ambassador, and the People's Republic of China, and St. George's University. We thank you for partnering with us in making a better life for our people.
I have recently completed a first degree, and the next step, of course, is pursuing a master's degree. Because of the responsibilities that I have here in Grenada, SGU is the ideal choice because it's an online program. This master's program would increase my opportunities for a job as well as help me to develop myself, my community and my country.
Minister with responsibility for tertiary education, Honorable Pamela Moses, congratulated the recipients and encouraged them to do well.
Awardees, you are to give it your all. Never give up. Quitting is not an option for you. And when you can't go any further, you must let go and let God.
The minister also reminded them to contribute to national development.
Awardees, you have a lot to be thankful for, and your gratitude should be shown in your actions. Therefore, I will suggest that you show your gratitude by giving back to your society.
Awardees shared their goals for the future and their appreciation for the scholarship provided.
I applied for the scholarship primarily to study the area of tourism, hospitality, due to the huge investment that is happening in our country now with the hotels and so on that is happening, that is being built. And I believe that with these hotels being built, we as Grenadian people can be afforded the opportunity to be able to spearhead or manage these very important departments, such as the culinary department or the food and beverage department. Because oftentimes you realize that you bring in foreign persons to manage these departments here in our country. So with this degree, it would allow me to be able to pass on the knowledge and the skills to manage within this department.
They have assisted me, for example, in giving me this scholarship. So I think it is very important that I give back to them and help develop Grenada even more. In 5 years from now, I intend to be working along with the Fisheries Department of Grenada in helping to preserve and protect our coastal areas, our marine reserves.
For the National Report, I'm Annette Moore.
Insurance for fishermen, youth in agriculture and predial larceny. Some of the salient topics addressed when farmers and fisherfolk met Wednesday as part of the ongoing Budget 2020 stakeholder consultation. Meetings are also scheduled to be held with social partners, the Trades Union Council, youth and the private sector. Karima Lewis reports on Wednesday's meeting with the Ministry of Agriculture, which was held in Grenville.
It was an evening of healthy discussion surrounding concerns and suggestions regarding agriculture and fisheries and how these impact the Grenadian economy, as over 130 farmers and fisherfolks came together for the annual budget consultation. The 3-hour event held at Higher Level Grenville St. Andrew was an event of the Ministry of Finance, held in conjunction with the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries as they seek to gain pertinent information for possible inclusion in the 2020 budget. Attending the session was Minister for Agriculture and Lands, Honorable Yolande Bean Hosford, Minister with responsibility for disaster management and information, Senator Winston Garraway, and Prominent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture and Lands, Elvis Moraine. Minister Bean Hosford, in her address to the farmers and fishermen, explained a number of initiatives in the pipeline geared towards the development of farmers and farming in Grenada, from tackling predial larceny to the development of youth in agriculture.
the amendments of the Pridi-Alasny Act, the reconstitution of the multi-stakeholders Pridi-Alasny body, introduction of cameras and the erection of billboards in strategic locations throughout the state once the hotline is established. The implementation of the pilot land bank project, which will provide useful information on the availability of lands. These lands will be utilized in the implementation of the Youth in Agriculture project. The Ministry of Agriculture, you may have heard about this Youth in Agriculture project for quite a while, but we get in there. The Ministry of Agriculture, in collaboration with the Ministry of Youth, developed a conceptual framework for the project, which will be fleshed out in the coming weeks in preparation for implementation and commencement of targeted training for the beneficiaries.
Senator Winston Garraway encouraged the attendees, in particular the fisher folks, to get themselves insured, as the Ministry of Climate Resilience has entered into a partnership with the Caribbean Catastrophic Risk Insurance Facility, CRIF, to bring to Grenada the coast parametric insurance.
It's to ensure that in the event of an impact from either a cyclone or a hurricane of the sort, or with the rise in sea levels, that can impact livelihoods, that can prevent our fisher folks from making an income to take care of the families. There is a facility available to cushion the effects should there be another Ivan. Every fisher folk is required at this point in time to be registered and to be a part of the program. So the Ministry of Fisheries at this point in time are doing as we say, the registration process to bring on board all our fisher folk.
Permanent Secretary Elvis Marine implored on the farmers to have a business-like approach to their farming.
I believe farmers have to understand, and I keep saying that since I joined the ministry, you must take your farming as a business. You know, you have to look at it. It's something that you have to secure. I remember last year at the annual General Cocoa Association meeting, a farmer said something which had me thinking. Minister made an observation about youth in agriculture. And the gentleman asked, Minister, you're talking about youth in agriculture. What about the elders in agriculture? No, this is not a simple statement. Because the farmer recognized that I have been doing that all my life. And I have to do that until I dead, because there's no way I have something that I can lean on. It's because we are not taking farming as a business. Right? You have to apply the business.
For the Ministry of Agriculture, I am Karima Lewis.
This is the National Report. More news after the break.
Prepare for hurricane. Prepare for hurricane. Make sure you have your radio and your batteries too. Waterproof flashlight candles will do. Tin stuff, garbage bag, first aid kit. Come on people, make sure you have it. Clean water in a container and a hurricane plan. Hear me no man.
Hurricane damage is beyond your control. Surviving the aftermath is up to you. Have a hurricane plan. It can save your life and your family too.
Prepare for hurricane. Your hair, prepare for hurricane.
Continuing the news, Grenada will have an additional criminal judge and another civil judge when the new law term officially opens in January 2020. They are both due here soon. During Tuesday's post-cabinet briefing, Minister for Legal Affairs, the Honorable Kindra Mathurin-Stewart, said a decision was taken by the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court to move the official opening date for the new law term from September, which is in the heart of the hurricane season, to January. The new official opening date is January 13th, 2020. Minister Mathurin-Stewart also spoke to the recent appointment of Chief Magistrate Tamara Gill to act as Master of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court. That appointment was made by the Judicial and Legal Services Commission, the JLSC, to run from September 15th to December 21st. The JLSC has also appointed Magistrate Teddy St. Louis to act as Chief Magistrate in the interim, and he will be assigned to the St. George's No. 1 Magistrates Court. Magistrate Francine Foster, who was assigned to the Traffic Court, moves to the northern and western districts, which include the magistrate court in Carriacou, St. Mark and St. John. And Kinamaras Victor, Crown Counsel in the Attorney General's Chambers, has been appointed to act as an additional magistrate in the traffic court in St. George's. 12 students were recipients of the 2019 T.A. Marisho Community College GUT grant presentation. Grants were awarded to 11 first-year students covering tuition for their first year at the institution. Joselle Mercer, who is currently pursuing an associate degree in natural sciences, received a scholarship which covers full tuition for the second year. Mercer completed the first year with a GPA of 3.88. The Vice President of the board, Kim Paris, says they have invested and will continue to invest in the development of the nation's youth.
To date, over 110 students have benefited from the fund, where each was awarded $1,000. We believe that education is an investment, a costly investment, I might add. And this occasion signifies the vested interest the GUT Cooperative Credit Union has placed in the acquisition of higher education by our nation's youth. This initiative corresponds with one of our core operating principles, that of which seeks to bring about human and social development as well as educational and financial independence through higher education and lifelong learning.
She urges the students to work harder and use the opportunity as a stepping stone for greater accomplishments.
It is our hope that the assistance we are providing to you will serve as a springboard for you to seek further educational pursuits. We look forward to the fruits of our investment in your accomplishment, and we anticipate that your accomplishments will significantly affect your life, the lives of the members of your families and communities. We encourage you to persevere in all your academic endeavors and wish you continued success.
And the 2018 recipient, Joselle Mercer, gave tips for success, encouraging her peers to stick to the path towards achievement.
Surviving college requires discipline as it relates to your ability to stick to specific study areas and study times on the campus and at home. Being well organized, choosing friends that can help you to grow, speaking with your lecturers for clarity, and most importantly, eating healthy to stimulate brain activity and for energy to walk in all directions on the campus for classes. So, you should have small goals in mind like thoroughly preparing for all exams, conducting all assignments to the best of your ability, using the library to study, asking for help when really in need, doing lab reports to the best of your ability.
And that's the National Report. I'm Leslie Ann Johnson.
You think safety rules are a pain? Try having an accident. Drive safely. A message from the Traffic Department of the Royal Grenada Police Force.
Grenada's economy is heading for its 7th year of consistent growth, averaging over 5%. Unemployment was reduced by 20%, while debt to GDP ratio was reduced from 108% to 63.5%. NNP, committed to the economic and social development of our people. NNP, delivering on the promise.
Hope rides on the rays of the sun here. So too does the resilience of the people. But in the battle against climate change, will hope and resilience be enough when the lives of those who contribute the least feel the brunt of its effects?
For us here in the Caribbean, climate change and its devastating impacts are our new normal.
Hope is still the strongest currency in these parts. But a devaluation of life can come if the world sells the people short. With the realities of modern times, forever no longer has the same currency it had a generation ago.
Rolling on the way through my journey. I got a triple OG sitting right beside me. This old man, he played fall, he played knick-knack on my door. Raises of white noise, light up the world. Here we go, and I follow the sun, 'cause it's bright on the other side of my window.
In Grenada, like in many places in the Caribbean, there are continuing concerns about rising temperatures and the increasing frequency of storms.
In growing up as a young girl on the Carriacou, the changes, I always tell them the major change started with Hurricane Janet, September. September is a very terrible month for Grenada with hurricanes. Price of progress is always very high. And to me, the whole environmental problem in the Caribbean and in particular in Grenada come with the price of progress.
The country was devastated, almost complete devastation in some villages. First of all, every village in Dominica, every street, every cranny, every person in Dominica was impacted by the hurricane.
I know myself from since this is why growing up, coming here, twice to come and enjoy yourself at the beach, and bathe and eat and drink and enjoy yourself and have fun. The river never is so much with the sea, but I know as the water get rough, the climate got changing.
People here have created their own way of life, overcoming great challenges over the centuries. They are at one with nature, and nature is at one with them.
There are farmers who have irrigation systems. There are farmers who are close to rivers, but there are also farmers who depend solely on rainwater, our rainwater harvesting to grow their plants. And I can tell you over the last year or so, and a lot of farmers have not been able to reach their targets in terms of production.
They follow the sun and the moon and the stars to maintain their livelihoods. Their culture has evolved dependent on the environment, their lives intertwined with its well-being.
We have no choice as a region but to pursue climate-smart development. Building the region's resilience to climate change, natural hazards, and environmental changes is not only a necessary and urgent development imperative, but is also a fundamental requirement to ensure our basic survival as a people.
The problem with climate change is it's getting warmer faster in the temperate regions, and so earlier in the year, like February, March, when the birds are still here, they don't know they have to go home yet, but all the things that should be happening when they arrive are happening earlier. So their nesting sites are becoming available, their food sources, especially insects, are blooming. So by the time the birds get back to where they have to go, there's no food for them.
Follow the sun, I follow the sun.
Water fuels life here. Above as below, without adaptation, much is at stake. Maybe the lives here can be the hope and the light the world needs to make a change before it's too late.
These impacts are reversing economic growth, exacerbating poverty, and undermining the future prosperity of Caribbean countries.
This war was not started on their terms, but one through which they are determined to fight together.
But we can't do this alone. This is why we're calling for greater focus, support, and action from the international community to get us ahead of this climate crisis.
Grenada's National Sustainable Development Plan 2035 seeks to address climate adaptation and vulnerability for sustainable development.
Being on the front line in the war against climate change, Caribbean countries are pushed into action and are finding ways to overcome the challenges.
We're facing a Hurricane Dorian, one that we've never seen in the history of Bahamas. I just want to say that as a physician, I've been trained to withstand many things, but never anything like this.
We preserve, we protect, and we promote. Adaptation done right safeguards our economies and builds a better future for us all. The choice is clear. Delay and pay, or plan and prosper.
Hope and resilience may be enough after all. Governments, communities, and businesses are working together in this changing reality to adapt and build a stronger Caribbean as the world's first climate-smart zone.
Investing in adaptation measures is not a cost, it is an opportunity. It is an opportunity to realign our lifestyles and our economies to respect that delicate balance that maintains life on Earth.
Accelerating adaptation would enable us to get ahead of the climate crisis and stay there.
In Grenada, they're embarking on a bold plan to build the first climate-smart city in the Caribbean. If carbon emissions are not capped, if the sea levels and temperatures continue to rise, if we do not act now, all hope will be lost.
The time for action is now. The choice is clear.
The choice is clear. Adapt our world.
With fresh investments in people and infrastructure, with development tied to the sustenance of the environment, with strengthening policies and greater awareness, we can accelerate adaptation and save our world. So join us as we adapt our world.
The choice is clear. Adapt our world.
Adapt our world!
Stay up to date with all that's happening with the new national party, NNP. Send us a message via text or WhatsApp on 405-8683 with your name, email, and constituency. Stay in the know with NNP. Get updated.
It's coming, the new family of EC Polymer Notes. What is different about these notes?
The feel.
Polymer notes are made from a thin plastic film which makes the notes feel smoother than the paper notes.
The orientation.
The notes have a portrait orientation. You will read the notes from top to bottom instead of left to right as you do with the paper notes.
Unique tactile feature.
The front of each note has raised bumps at the top left-hand corner. These bumps form shapes that are familiar to you.
Holographic foil strip.
This feature is on the $20, $50, and $100. When you tilt the notes, the images and colors in this section will change.
New image on the $50.
The back of the $50 bears the image of former governor of the ECCB, the late Honorable Sir K. Dwight Venner.
New signature.
All the notes bear the signature of the current governor, Timothy N.J. Antoine.
EC Polymer Notes. Cleaner, safer, stronger.
It is said that education is the key to success. The Grenada Development Bank believes this to be the truth. Hence the reason we have made it our prerogative to ensure that your key is in safe hands with us. Here is how you can unlock your success with an education loan from the GDB. We offer you 3 loan options. We've got our regular student loan, our work-study student loan, and our special student loan. Our regular student loan is for persons who wish to pursue full-time tertiary level education. If you are a permanent employee who wish to study while continuing your employment, then our work-study loan is for you. Our special student loan is in collaboration with the government of Grenada, geared towards vulnerable persons who would like to pursue higher level education. Remember, you must have proof of admission from a recognized institution here at home or abroad. All our loans are 100% financing with interest rates as low as 5%. Get your funding from GDB today for your tertiary level education, your technical training or vocational training, even professional development, with up to 12 years to repay. Your future success is today. Grab it now.
Sign in as a wheelchair. Drive carefully. A message from the Traffic Department of the Royal Grenada Police Force.
Stay up to date with all that's happening with the new National Party, NNP. Send us a message via text or WhatsApp on 405-8683 with your name, email, and constituency. Stay in the know with NNP. Get updated.
You're listening to Hard Talk Grenada via www.hardtalkgrenada.com.
My enemies' walls are bound to crumble, and to the floor their spears will fall. I've been made and sealed with love, but time to battle, I'll fight them all. I felt the whips and remember chains, but my sword has been forged by my father's flames. Fight your fears and heal your pain, and victory will.
Good morning to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and Pity Martinique. Once again, it is time for Hard Talk. My name is Sheldon Scott. I'll be taking you up until the 12 o'clock hour. It's now 20 minutes to the hour of 11.
Down in my African coat.
No, we're not getting off to a late start. There are just some bits and pieces of information that we find extremely important for you to get.
Not afraid no more.
So first of all, we had the Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority program. Yeah, and they were speaking there specifically about instances where people are not burying dead animals. So your animal die, or be it your dog, your domestic animal like your dog, your cat or so, or your farm animal like a cow or a sheep or so on, and they're not disposing of them properly. Just throw it over a hillside somewhere where they find nobody and live in, that kind of thing. And it can contaminate the water. Yeah, it can contaminate water. If you're doing a thing like that, it can contaminate water. So they were speaking about that. The WaterWise program, where we were informed like we in dry season again. And if some of you have been paying attention, as I usually do, to the daily temperatures, you'd realize we're having some very, 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 very high temperatures over the past couple weeks. Yeah, even before Dorian, find the temperature was a bit high. And we have not been having significant enough amounts of rain to be able to replenish our water supply. So we're using water, but there's no rain falling to fill the dams back. So you could be upset with NOWASA as much as you want to be upset with NOWASA. It is not NOWASA's fault that the rain not falling. Yeah? It is not their fault. So they've had to be turning off valves in different locations from time to time to try and conserve water. All right? Another thing, if you know of areas where there are busted mains, like there's water wasting, a mains burst, or one of the pipes burst in an area, feel free to give us a call. Yeah, we can pass that message on for you. So feel free to give us a call. All right? And you know the number here, 440-7377. That's 440-7377. Feel free to give us a call and let us know that, hey, it have a means that burst here. And so we know to call. We know to get to, and we know they're listening. Yeah, so we could get that fixed. In no time flat. We're getting it fixed for you. Because we can't afford to be wasting any water anywhere right now. All right, nice.
But you give us your only begotten son, but we gave him the word of life.
Yeah, so I'm flying solo this morning. Devon is unable to make it today.
No matter how the devil try trick me, unto you my soul.
So we expect to see him on Monday.
I know this storm is coming. I can see the high tide waves. Without you, there is no rudder. Could there be that wind in my sail?
And for those of you in St. George Northwest, you've got your community meeting together with your parliamentary representative. That's coming up on Monday. And it'll be at the Grand Mall Community Center for those of you in Grand Mall and surrounding areas. Fontenoy and so. You can head on over to the Grand Mall Community Center this Monday from 6 p.m. where you'll be able to meet with your parliamentary representative, you know, get a little report on what has been taking place and say exactly what you need to see taking place and all of that, all right? So that is taking place on Monday from 6 p.m. at the Grand Mall Community Center.
Created.
Yes, indeed. All right, and then also, for those of you interested in attending the various sessions of the National Development Plan 2035, on Monday, they're moving to the Grand Roy Government School. Mr. Carlton Frederick will be the facilitator, starting time 7 p.m. So that'll be taking place at the Grand Roy Government School, starting at 7 p.m. this Monday. For those of you in St. John, go out and hear what is being said and have your say as well on the National Sustainable Development Plan 2035 draft document, yeah? So they're going to report and say, well, okay, we met different parts of the island. This is what the people are saying. For St. John, these are some of the specific things. And nationally, these are some of the specific things.
Father loose all shackles and chain. This morning, first thing as I wake up, King David turns Sam to the brain. Don't let your courage go down, keep it up. And if your heart rip up and stitch it up, don't let your...
Next week, Tuesday, St. Mark, it's going to be your turn. Mrs. Pauline Finley, she'll be the facilitator. It's taking place at the St. Mark Secondary School from 7 p.m. And then on a Thursday, they're going to be moving down to the Happy Hills Secondary School. Yeah, I've been seeing some information. The government of Grenada providing $2.4 million worth of scholarships. $2.4 million worth of scholarships. Those people, 100 and something people, I believe, or 200 and so, I think it's 100 and something. And I don't know the exact figure.
I want to say thank you.
That's people who will be going to SGU and to China and so on, who otherwise they would not have been able to afford to go to university and get a university degree. And here it is, we have the opportunity for them to be able to do that now. All right? Nice. Yes, they get the opportunity to have a proper university education. Yeah, so the government of Grenada providing $2.4 million worth of scholarships for Grenadians. All right? Nice. Yes, so, you know, nice thing. Then you see here them kind of figures calling under a certain other government. $2.4 million in scholarships and didn't you see that?
Father bless me with the heart of a lion.
You used to hear that?
So no weapon that form against I shall not prevail. And no man that rise against I, that war they shall never win.
Also, earlier in the week, you heard of $2 million for the small hotels. So, you know, some of the smaller hotels, they are struggling every now and again. Yes, or they may have a little issue where they need a little financial input. Sometimes it's not a case where they're struggling, you know, but they could expand and improve the services that they're offering, get a better rating. They need that cash input, but to go through the commercial banks and so on, or one of the other lending institutions, by the time they get hit with those interest rates and so, they're in trouble. Might have to let go of 2 staff for a while to make the money to be able to operate. So the Grenada Development Bank, they are offering loans to these small, they are offering loans to some of these small hotels.
No man that rise against I, that war they shall never win. Because I will conquer, oh I will conquer, yes I will conquer them. Come on, let's conquer, oh I will conquer, rise up and conquer them.
Yeah, so suppose a small hotel now they want to change their cutlery, or they want to change their tablecloths and all this kind of thing. So they need a local 50,000, 60,000. And they can't access it, but the interest rates that they have to access it from if they go to one of the commercial banks, they're getting a much lower interest rate from the Grenada Development Bank. And it's a loan, not a grant. That's the thing, you know. And it's been around for a couple of years now. It's a loan, not a grant. They ain't giving you that and you don't have to pay it back. You have to pay it back. All right? So one of the small hotels, they can go in there and they have a little chat with them and see, you want to change your cutlery, you want to change up your thing. You find when people come in your little restaurant or your little in the guest house, and you want to change up things. Or you want to change up some of the rooms, and so you want to do some work on some of the rooms. Or you want to get some new linen sets and those kind of things. So you need that cash input to be able to improve the services that you're offering. Yeah? You might have 1 or 2 rooms that offline you want to get back online. So you can check the Grenada Development Bank. The government of Grenada has put $2 million in there to assist the small hotels. And we're just on the cusp of the winter cruise ship season. Yeah, the temperatures are starting to fall out there in the US and North America and Europe. The temperatures is starting to fall now. Yeah, they're going into fall. All the leaves going to start to drop off and things just now, and the place is going to start to freeze. Good morning to you, Alicia. Hope that you're having a wonderful morning this morning, my dear, and that you have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend. Yeah. St. David's, good morning. Yeah. So, as it's beginning to get cold in the northern hemisphere, we know that it's the season when we have visitors coming down to the southern hemisphere. Although we're not really in the southern hemisphere, we're in the northern hemisphere too. A lot of people tend to think that we're in the southern. No, we're actually still in the northern hemisphere. But we're in the southern part of the northern hemisphere. We're close to the equator. Yeah? So it's much warmer here. And as such, we have the cruise ships coming down, the cruise ship visitors, and we have the stay-over visitors as well, who will be coming down to Grenada and the other Caribbean islands. And as they're doing that, some of the small hotels who also deal with some of the yachties, there may be some individuals that have a boat here. It may be in True Blue Bay, it may be in Port Louis, or the Grenada Yacht Services, or in Grenada Marine, or wherever. And they're coming down to collect their boat. And they stay in one of the small hotels for a couple of weeks while they finalize the little bits and pieces that need to be done on their boat. Because as soon as the hurricane season done, they're going to start cruising back up the way. Yeah, they're heading back, you know. Take the boat and they go up the road. Yeah? they cruise around the Caribbean. They want to go up there, no ice outside and certain place and things. So it might stay down. But the bottom line is they're coming down and get the boats. So they may stay for a little while in a guest house and that sort of thing. So $2 million has been put aside for that. All right? Nice.
First thing as I wake up, King David turn Sam to the brain. Don't let your courage go down, keep it up. And if your heart rip open, still.
Government of Grenada, $2.4 million scholarships, $2 million assist small hotels.
Contract, rip it up. And if your
They've had budget consultations going on recently.
let me beat it up. God on my side, me no give it up. No weapon that farm again.
You heard from Cammy day before.
Shall not prevail.
Grenlec working on putting all the bits and pieces in place for the housing project up there in Bujeju. Putting down the poles and so, because it's responsibility of the government receiving the houses to put in the infrastructure. So things like the sewage system, the electricity, the water, those sort of things, the roads to go in. And so that usually, the clearing of the site is usually the responsibility of the receiving government.
I want to say thank you, Lord.
So you've got that taking place in Bujeju, as well as the preliminary work on relocating the preschool and so from Brizan and different places to relocating that to Bujeju as well.
In the wind I hear your quiet whispers and you heal my broken heart. Even some of my friends turn enemies and they pray.
7 minutes to the hour of 11 o'clock on the Isle of Spice.
Son, but we gave him the wind of life. Send down your warriors with the hello. They carry down.
Also, we have the United States naval vessel is in our waters.
Father, I know this storm is coming. I can see the high tide raise. Without you, there is no other. Could there be that?
Yeah, so the United States naval vessel, the Comfort, USNV, United States, USNV, right? USNS, United States naval vessel. Yeah.
Yes, I will conquer.
So it is in our waters. Bottom line, it's in our waters. He too big, he can't dock here. Not only it long, but the draft, you know, it kind of long. It long in both ways. It long across and in height too. So there's a lot of it under the water. Eh?
Tell me that I cannot make. Who are you to tell me that I am not the greatest thing that God ever created?
So I see the rum runner jamming it. They were the rum runner doing jamming the vessel. They go. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I see the rum runner jamming it, day man. Yes, indeed. So I'm seeing a set of people saying, oh, don't go. What nonsense is that, man? Come on, let's be serious.
Me with the heart of a lion and a warrior soul. So no weapon that form against I shall not prevail. And no man.
So let me give you some information right now. I think a lot of people, even though we've been speaking about this for the week, a lot of people still don't have the information in relation to the vessel. Let me put myself together and give you all the information that you could possibly want in relation to the vessel. Huh?
Tell them no retreat, no surrender. I shall fight till the end of days. I was born as a Makai warrior, and the Almighty God my blade. Fire burn all Satan carrier. Father loose all shackles and chain. This morning first thing as I wake up, King David turn Sam to the brain. Don't let your courage go down, keep it up. And if your heart rip up and stitch it up, don't let your faith them fall, pick it up. When my cup was empty, God fill it up. Don't take the devil contract, rip it up. And if your bad mind people to go meet it up, pass me the Congo jam and let me beat it up. God on my side, me no give it up.
So no weapon that form against I shall not prevail. And no man that rise against I, that war they shall never win. Because I will conquer, no I will conquer. Yes, I will conquer them.
So first of all, let me say to the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique who are desirous of taking part and getting services that are offered by the visiting medical team, you need to contact your constituency office there in Carriacou, right? The Parliamentary Representative Office on Lower Main Street in Hillsborough. Yeah, go and give your name there. And also let them know what day you're heading down. So if you're in Carriacou and you're in Petit Martinique, we know you're listening via 92.9.
No matter how the devil try trick me, unto you my soul I will give. Father, I know this time is coming.
So what you've got to do is you've got to contact the Parliamentary Constituency Office, the Parliamentary Representative Office. You contact that office and you let them know, well, okay, I would like to go on the boat and I'm heading down this day or that day. Number one, you have to provide your own transportation, right? So the constituency office there will not be providing transportation for persons to leave Carriacou and come down to receive treatment. You've got to get your own ticket down and back, right? And also, if you've got to overnight in Grenada, you've got to organize that on your own. So typically the usual thing, like if you're coming down to visit a doctor here in Grenada, you do it on your own. So they are saying, contact them, give them your information. What they will do is that when you get down to Grenada and you're heading to one of the sites, because there are two sites that you go to. Now you notice the boat is out in the water. It will not be docking. So it's not going to be a case that you have to go by the cruise ship port and go out on the boat. Or you have to go over on the Carriacou jetty and go on the boat. No, it's not coming in. It can't come in. It's too big. It can't fit in the jetties that we have there right now. So, Doc, we had to build some bigger jetty. Yeah, we ain't playing that. Want to make sure everything could fit when we're doing things. So, you build some bigger jetty. Right. But then you build a bigger jetty, you spend more money for vessels that you see once in a blue moon that size. Yeah, well, anyhow. Right. So, the main thing, those of you in Carriacou, contact the constituency office. Go and put your name on the list. Let them know when you're traveling. Because what will be done is, due to the fact that a medical team will not be leaving down here to come up to Carriacou specifically, those of you from Carriacou who are coming down will be given speedy access to the medical team. So you'll be taken, if you go over to the Karani James Stadium, you will get through quicker than other persons because you have to get back to get the boat. And they are only offering services between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. Monday to Friday. So they are the Karani James Stadium Sunday to Friday. Let me clear that up. Sunday to Friday. They are the Karani James Stadium and the Grenada Trade Center. Those of you who, like me, live in the south, you should have heard or may have heard the helicopters flying back and forth this morning. They were making sure they bring across the equipment and all of that. They were bringing it inland so that they can do certain things inland. So they were back and forth between the Maurice Bishop International Airport this morning, dropping off equipment and other things that they're going to need at both the Grenada Trade Center and the Karani James Stadium. Now, they have a limited number of surgeries that they can do for each island. They get a limited number. I believe it's 150. I'm not sure if it's 150 or 115, but I believe it's 150, 150. Yeah, that they do for each island. So they're doing things like laparoscopic surgery. That's where they do the little incision for your gallbladder. And so they do the little incision and they send the camera inside. And so that type of surgery, right, laparoscopic surgery. They are not doing fibroids and so because that takes a little longer. So any surgery that they can do that you may be able to stay for 1-2 days on the boat and then you come back, that's the type that they're doing, right? They're doing cataracts. So yes, they're doing stuff for the eyes, if you have cataracts or you have those other growths that come on the eye, the eyelid removal, replacement, and so on, they're doing that. So they're operating on the eyes. They are doing that, right? If you have, you're in need of plastic surgery and lumps and bumps, so you have a lump somewhere that you need removed or you need a biopsy done on it, like those lumps, and so some ladies, you have the lump on your chest, and because a lot of Grenadian men don't understand this thing too, lumps on your breasts are not only for women, men get breast cancer too. A lot of men don't realize that. Men also get breast cancer because they tend to think it's only a woman thing. But if you as a man feeling a lump on your chest, do the same as the women do. Go and get it checked out. Yeah? Because you could end up in real problems. Yeah? So men, even you, if you feel a lump on your chest, you have to go and check it out. Right? So the vessel is here to assist. As I said, they're doing lumps and bumps, lump removal, and so those things. They're also doing dental, like cleaning, filling, those sort of things. They're not doing major things like root canal, but they're doing the basic stuff. So doing cleaning, they might do some extractions, they do some fillings, that they are doing. All right, so if you have a need, you have some fillings that fell out or you have fillings that you need done, you can go either to the Kirani James Stadium or you can go to the Grenada Trade Center and they will be able to deal with you there. And I'm seeing Damien Daniel. Damien, good morning, sir. Hope you're having a wonderful day today. Yeah, Damien is preparing. Folks, remember to contact Damien. Yeah, if you want to get your little, you have to get your chicken, you have to get your eggs, and so you want to help him out. Yeah? You have a supermarket, you want to help him out and that kind of thing. Nah, he ain't want rum. He ain't into that. No, he want healthy thing so that he could eat and drink and so, or if you want to help him out financial-wise, so he could get his supplements, and them things expensive, I could tell you that, so that he could get those things. All right, so you need to organize and get in contact with him. So far, 11 times unbeaten. I read the thing the other day. I go read it again one of these days, so I will let you know what's going on with him. All right, so those of you heading onto the boat, remember you could, right now, I wonder if it even makes sense to contact the people at the Ministry of Health also, because you have the same information I'm giving you now is the information they will be able to give you. They're not doing appointments. So you can't call Dr. Martin or Keville or the Ministry of Health and say, I want an appointment for Tuesday or I want an appointment for Wednesday. It is first come, first serve. First come, first serve. So whoever comes first, you are served first, except in the instances where they're making the special arrangements from the people from Carriacou and Petit Martinique and so to hustle them through the system so they can get back to the boat. All right? Nice. Beautiful. Wonderful.
You are everything, Father. Thank you.
Father, you alone shall guide me. No man shall lead my path. In the wind I hear your quiet whispers, and you hear.
Somebody was asking me if they're doing kidney removal. No, they ain't doing them thing this.
And you pray for right to feel, and remember you gave us your only begotten son, but we gave him the wound of life. Send down your warriors with the hello.
So they'll be doing surgeries, minor surgery,
the devil try trick me.
Intermediate,
All I will give.
not the major stuff.
This time is coming, I can see.
Trauma and so, and if you have broken legs and that kind of thing.
Could you be that
They'll be doing MRI and other lab services. So if you've gone to the doctor during this week, let's say you've gone to the doctor this week, last week, or week before and so, and they've told you, hey, you need to get an x-ray done, or they tell you, hey, you need to have, apart from an x-ray, they tell you need to have blood work done, or you need to have an MRI or so on, and you don't have the money to do it, you can just bring that note from the doctor to one of the locations and they'll organize you. We have a call online. Good morning. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. This is Sheldon's program.
Yes, my dear. Pay attention on the phone line. Forget the radio in the background. Go right ahead.
So I was calling to find out if you have elderly people that to go and do eyes, probably eye checkup. Do they have to go only to an inline too?
Everyone has to go and get into the line. There are no appointments, but it's not eye checkup, eh? They're not doing eye checkups. What they're doing is surgery. So if you have a cataract,
yeah,
and you want that cataract has to be taken out, they could do that, or lens replacement, or thygirium, I think, pterium, removal and so on. That's the growth coming across the eyelid and so. They're doing surgeries. It's not a situation where I find I ain't seeing good, I go in and check my eye. No, they're not doing that.
Well, I have an appointment also to go in the hospital in November.
To cut the eye?
Yes.
You could go. You can go to which part? You in the south of the island, or where are you?
Calice.
You're in Calice?
Yes.
You could head over to the trade center on Sunday, and they will organize for you from there. And one of the things is generally, when it comes to the elderly, when it comes to disabled people and children, they are given preference.
Okay.
So disabled people, elderly people, because you don't want a person in their 70s, 80s sit down there for the whole day.
Okay.
Yeah? Okay, so elderly people, children, and disabled are given priority.
Okay. So they're doing it on Monday too?
Sunday straight through until Friday.
Okay, so I could go there Monday then?
Yeah, you can go Monday as well.
Yeah, because my eyes, and they give me to come back in the hospital in November.
Okay.
So I'm calling to find out what is
It's specifically to help out people like you too, who already have an appointment. And because if you go and you get it done now, that frees up the appointment that you have for somebody who might be in December or who might be in January.
Okay then.
They can then fall in November and get theirs done if they don't get it done on the boat as well.
Okay then.
All right?
Okay then.
Okay, my dear. One thing that you must remember though is that you can't go alone if you have to go and do the surgery. So those of you in Carriacou, it's if you have somebody down here that could take 2 days to spend with you, if you have to spend 2 or 3 days on the boat, or that can overnight with you and so on, they will provide a room for the person and meals and so for that individual on the boat. They will provide that for them there. All right? So if you have to go on the boat to do a surgery, you cannot and are not allowed to go alone. They will not accept you on your own. You must have someone who will go there to stay with you. Yeah? All right. Nice. Beautiful.
You are everything, Father. Thank you.
Father, you alone shall guide.
I have to clarify about the MRI part though. But if you have to do an X-ray, if you have to do there's this other one. I'm looking for the list of stuff that I have and I'm not seeing it. But if you have to do an X-ray and so on, and you've not been able to afford to get that done, an ultrasound, you've not been able to get that done, and your different lab work and so on, you've not been able to get that done, and you have that note from the doctor saying that you have to get that done, you can go to one or the other of the sites and they will help you out. All right? So you could get it done basically for free. You get your results and so you could go back to your doctor. All right? Nice. So the MRI, the MRIs are kind of big machine, so I doubt that one. MRI and CT scan, yeah.
Come on, let's conquer. Oh, I will conquer. Rise up and conquer. Conquer them. I am a man. I am a champion.
So you can go and you can get those things done. You went by a doctor, your doctor say, listen, I find so is the case. You need to do an ultrasound. You can't afford to do the ultrasound. You have that note from the doctor. Go and see them at either the Carriacou James Stadium or you go over to the Grenada Trade Center and they will do the ultrasound for you and give you the results. Yeah? Doctor said you need to do an X-ray. You don't have the money to do it. You go to Carriacou James Stadium or you go over to the Trade Center. They'll have that done for you and give you the results so you could take back to your doctor. And you don't have to pay anything. Why would some people say don't avail yourself of that opportunity? Because they have some weird conspiracy theories in their mind.
In your name, I used to be weak.
If you don't want to go, don't go in. It's up to you. I'm not saying that you have to go or you're stupid if you don't go. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying in my context, in my belief, I ain't going to be sick and there is free medical care being offered and not take it because somebody tell me that this happened in the year 1800 or something happened in the year 17 something or 1940 something. Did they do something in this country and therefore I shouldn't go? Because I'll tell you something. More likely than not, there are Grenadians who are part of the staff on that boat as well. Yeah. There's a high possibility that there are Grenadian sailors, people of Grenadian birth who are working on that vessel. I know of at least one who is not on the vessel now, but he worked on this vessel, this specific vessel. He worked on this vessel before for a number of years, and he's now based at the main medical facility in Florida.
Tell them no retreat, no surrender. I shall fight till the end of years. I was born as a Makai warrior.
So nobody, please do not insult my intelligence by sending some dotish message from I'm calling the message dotish, not who's sending it. Some dotish message from two people who's supposed to be St. Lucians that you don't know. You don't know their name. You don't know their number. You don't know if they're really from St. Lucia. You don't know if it's two people escaped from the madhouse. But you're sending it to people to try and scare people from going on the boat. What are you trying to do? Encourage people to death? You don't know. Which is where I'll get into this. We have to learn how to discern information. Yeah? There's a problem that we have. And it's a region-wide problem that we just grab things off of the internet and we take that as the gospel truth. You see something and because it was on TV, you grab that. That's the truth. Not because it's on television means it's the truth. Not because it's in the newspaper means it's the truth. That's why television stations, radio stations, and newspapers all get sued and lose. Yeah? Have not television stations in Grenada been sued before and had to pay complainants because they broadcast something that was just not true? It happened before. Have not radio stations in Grenada broadcasted things that were just not true, lost in the courts, appeal, lost again, because they could not provide any information to back up what they were saying because it was just not true. They lost in the court. You also have seen situations with the newspapers. One newspaper went out of existence because of the amount of lawsuits they lose. Went out of existence. Came back as something else, doing the same thing. Yeah? So you cannot simply believe. There are people who have been taken to court recently on things that they've posted on the internet because it is just not true. So why should you take the good brain that Papa God give you and believe everything you see online? Yeah? Papa God give you that brain for you to use it, not for you to abuse it. He didn't give it to you for people to just pour things into it for you, but for you to be able to discern what information comes in and how you go about believing it. The kind of things I see people sharing on the internet, when I see them, I just unfollow them because I don't like stupidness on my timeline. Seriously. I don't like stupidness on my timeline. That is me. It's my timeline, so I could do that. As soon as somebody started a post show, believe me, I ain't seen nothing in your post because I don't delete that area. Either I block you, I delete you, unfriend you, or I unfollow you. So I just would not see anything that you're posting. I'm trying to waste with those things. Start to think on your own. Stop letting people make up your mind for you on things. That's the stage we have to get to, you know. There's an issue right now that they're bouncing all over. How who pushed down who and all sorts of things. Yeah? They're bouncing that issue all over the place right now. So you see it on social media, you hear they calling people who were not there. Number one, they were not there. They were not there. They did not see. Yeah? But you hear them calling radio programs and you see them posting online like if they're the repository of all knowledge on this particular issue and they know for a fact that what is being alleged happened. But it's the same people, you know, because if you listen to those voices during election campaign, those are the same people that call and say vote for a particular political party. The very same people. And they can't tell me no because I have all of their voices recorded. And I have some of them voices recorded in internal meetings. Yes, I have internal meetings recorded. So they can't tell me it's not them. I could tell them where they're from, they name everything. But they are coming out now, and you hear them saying that this is true, that is what happened, this is it. They were not there. What made them experts on it? If everybody who was there, not one of them, except the person who's claiming that this happened in that way, everybody else who was there, not one of them come out and say, that is what happened. Not one of them side with the individual and say, that is what take place. They were there. They were physically there. So what am I supposed to do? Just believe what people want me to believe? Or pick sense out of nonsense? Nobody who was there come with the story that you're hearing. Except the person who claimed that that happened. That's the only person that was there pushing it. And as soon as they start to push it, as a person who was there, you see all the political thing jump on, like the idiot up in Carriacou, Tevin or whatever he name. All of them start to jump on it. They were not there. But you see, people who cannot discern and have no critical thinking skills, they have a big mouth and they could talk, and that is about it, but they have no common sense. Common sense does not repose within the individuals there. That is what they will do. They believe anything they hear and they believe anything they see. So, somebody take a picture, you put it up, you don't know what take place before, you don't know what take place after, and you could think you know what that picture is showing, but you don't know for sure. But everybody, that's why, get it. I don't operate that way. I was taught to think critically. Yeah, I know, Hannah, I ain't unfriend you, Hannah. I ain't unfriend you. Not because person A says it's so. And even me, one thing I always do here is I say, you do not have to believe what I say. Go and research it for yourself. Up to this day, up to now, today, the 13th day of September 2019, with always I hear them opposition people saying, oh, Sheldon lying, Sheldon lying, Sheldon lying. Up to this day, not one of them could point to one instance of me lying. None can point to a single instance of me lying. But you see, the people who are saying that, they afraid me. They see me as a threat to them ever getting in office. I know that. I know that they are scared of me. I'm like a political boogeyman to them. So, they find it necessary to say all sorts of things. Try and get people scared. Try and get people afraid. Try and get people to hate. And plus, by God, me afraid none of that. Me afraid of it. Because they lack the intellect and understanding to properly go into information and give responses. Yeah? I wasn't there. I didn't see what happened. But I could look at the situation and say, but wait, if these people were there, none of them saying that is what happened, then why should I believe somebody who wasn't even there and come and telling me and telling the Grenadian public, believe this is what happened? I know, dotish fella. We have a caller. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, good morning. Go right ahead, caller.
Hello?
Good morning. Go right ahead, caller.
Yeah, I heard many times I heard you using certain languages. Like when you're describing people, you call them idiots and this thing. I think you should refrain.
Yeah. My program, say it all one. Right. If there's idiot, there's idiot. If the boy is an idiot, he's an idiot. What do you expect me to do? Say he's smart? If he's stupid, he's stupid. Ah. We have a caller. Good morning.
Sheldon.
Yes, sir.
They're more afraid of you, know.
They are very afraid. I ain't worried about that.
I know that, man. I see down there and I check in the same thing.
They're very afraid.
Them dirty one like Kim and others.
So they think that Grenadians ain't seen that?
And they
that
think
is afraid,
we
afraid,
them. So I don't rag them up in tongue too. So I don't give Kim in the dirty ass.
Hey, watch the language.
Yeah, all right, sorry.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
but
so,
Bull, we had to see soon, man.
Huh?
We had to see soon over the weekend.
Yeah.
We had to see, man. I find I ain't see you for a good little while.
Well, again,
and I know things going with you and thing. I want to link up with you.
Again, why you don't see me thing rough in a sense, man?
Okay, then we had to see. I had to check you out over the weekend. I should be over on the Queen's Park side over the weekend.
Yeah.
So I'll link up with you.
I will come down there Sunday.
Okay.
I will come and check me things there Sunday.
Okay, make sure and do that.
Yeah, man. I think I working as how it's supposed to work, man.
Okay. I know that has happened from time to time, but it's something we could fix.
Yeah, but tell the NDC and them they have no chance in front of the Green team. that NMP team is here to stay, and they could never stop us. And I one man year go year come I campaigning. We win, I still campaigning. You know that. I never stop. So Kem and them have to back out. All of them have to back out. And as long Kem Day 15 again in the tail same thing. And hey, that sign and seal already, you know, the 15 up already, you know.
I want 16.
Yeah, 16, I see it flying in the air already.
Okay, Bull, we gonna talk again.
Yeah, take care, buddy.
Good brother. Yes, indeed. Yeah, something I still have to check this phone line, and I realized I had to pick up the phone there to get the calls and them. Yeah. So, Mr. Technical Man, when you come back in, I'll let him sort it out for me, man, because I still ain't getting the phone calls how I want to get it. Yeah. But you see, the thing is that as a political organization on that end, they have been a failure during the period 2008 to 2013. They were a failure as a political organization and a failure as a government. Every Grenadian knows that. Who doesn't want to admit that? They're just wearing rose-colored glasses and refuse to see the world as it really is. They have been and continue to be. During the period 2013 to 2018, again, they were a failure as a political organization. That was borne out by the results last year. And right now, you're struggling. I mean, it's struggling to have a convention. Go ahead. Whoever they want to elect as a leader, that's the problem. Yeah? Go right ahead. Nobody afraid them. Good morning. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Sheldon.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well, man.
All right. Go right ahead, man.
Yeah, brother Sheldon, you know something? When people hate you, and they hate something about you, I always say to Grenada, Grenada is a small country. You hear something about something, you take it 2 days to get to know the truth. But what happens when people hate you and they hear something negative? They will never go to get the truth. Because of the hate, they will always continue to spread the propaganda, false information. Right? So, and the false information cannot stand. It can't stand. You will always feel, see, the truth will set them free. But when it's spread false information about people, and the people get to know the truth, they will say no. You say Sheldon corrupt, and you trying to malign Sheldon and say, how can you about Sheldon? Or say something about people that are not true. When turn around, you are corrupt. Right? So I want to say to them haters, them detractors, you want to do something, put aside your hate and get to know the facts, get to know the truth about what is going on. But when they hate, they will never want to get into it because they spread the propaganda. And I remember in the Gulf War in Iraq, the information minister, someone tell him, turn back, look at every Yankee behind him back. He said, no, I'm not turning back. Because see, why you don't turn back? If you turn back, you'll see them. So he continue to spread the false information. They can't come. And they just like the opposition. The opposition.
My brother, just remember, the American troops were actually in Baghdad.
Yeah.
They were in tanks, American tanks and American troops were in Baghdad. And he was on radio and television telling people, don't worry, repelling them. The Americans can't reach here.
So exactly where people, the Grenada people seeing and knowing exactly what's going on. So they're trying to fool people, but we fully knowledgeable of what is happening in our country. So you want to continue spreading the false information, that won't help them. So brother, Sheldon, you have one. God bless you.
All right, thank you very much. 4407377. Yeah, that's Mohammed Al Said Al Shahaf. Yeah, that was his name. Mohammed Said Al Shahaf. We are bombing them with anti-aircraft bombs. American troops all over Baghdad, and they're telling them. And this guy decided he was a PRO. Poor Kennedy. 1 minute the man come out. All you saw it. Kennedy was there, out and in front, announced. Yeah. Because the notice one they have up in St. Paul's Day. Yeah. Nonsensical one who never know. Rah, 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 rah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He'd just disappear. And then you see Kennedy come. He's PRO, he's Mr. PRO. Go on TV with Brenda and make the mistake and say, he looking to be political leader of the organization. That's the end we say. We don't see the man again. Have a call online. Good morning.
Good morning, Sheldon Scott and Devon. Devon Romain. Good morning, wherever you are.
Yeah, he's up today.
I just want to say good morning to y'all, you know. Yeah. And Sheldon, I'll report, they look up all the quarantine thing about us up there with all the polls, they change.
Yeah.
Everything all right. And just allow me to say good morning to Patricia, Matthew, Chamber in Canada, and also to Mr. Watts and his wife and Dingo and Mr. Depodine and his wife and his family, all the Grenadians in America. Good morning. It's a beautiful day in Grenada today. Nice sunshine. Business kind of like a slow, but you know, everything is all right with us here. Thank God for that. And I've seen it boat outside there. A big white boat with a cross or a cross on it. And I'm hoping to go Sunday, please the Lord. I'm going to go to the stadium and see if they could attend to me. Although one of the doctors came here and took my information and submitted a call. Mm-hmm. But nobody called me. So I'm here.
Well,
you know, I want to go and see what's going on.
It's only if they call in your home and you're there.
So everybody, have a blessed weekend. And let's continue praying for the people in the Bahamas. Mm-hmm. And everybody, you know what I mean?
Yes, indeed.
Yes. So have a blessed day. All the Grenadians, Mr. Depo, and everybody out there, Cathy and Cox. She will listen. And to my friend, the doctor was here last Monday. I want to say hello to you and the Mr. and his wife. The Mr. that came and looked for me, they listen to HARDTALK all the time. So much of them that came for Carnival and tell me every day they listen to HARDTALk. So I want to say good morning to them. And it's beautiful today in Grenada. Beautiful day. Nice sunshine.
Cammy?
All right. So you all have a blessed day.
All right, buddy.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I wonder what Cammy to do with them ripe breadfruit and them, boy. Make pie and thing, y'all. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, indeed. 4407377. And for those of you outside of Grenada, 347-329-3101. That's 347-329-3101. Those are the numbers for you to call. Good morning.
Morning.
Yes, sir.
I'm live?
Yes, you're live. Go right ahead.
You should step down program.
Nice. Beautiful.
You should, based on...
Okay, thank you. Nice. Yeah, 4407377. That's the number for you to call. Again, as I'm saying, if you want to base how you think about an individual based on what people tell you about that person, that's up to you. But I was taught to do critical thinking. critical thinking. It's very important. It's very, very important. Yeah? I think we have a caller online.
Hello, good morning.
Hey, morning, sir. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Good morning, here.
All right.
Morning, Mr. Devon.
You're not in studio.
Okay. Well, thing going good, man. The country looking nice, man.
All right.
Keep moving, man.
But you good?
Yeah, man, I pretty good, man.
All
right. My party in power, I'm most good, man. Tell you all later.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. Yeah, they're afraid. All your coward, all your afraid. What we have ourselves today?
Crumble and to the floor, the spears will fall. I been made and seen.
So, folks, you head on out to the boat, eh? Don't let people make up your mind for you.
The whips and remember chains what my soul.
Next thing, some of them dusting out the outfit for your funeral, you know.
Fight your fears and heal your pain, and victory will be in your name. I used to be weak.
People wasn't there at the activity and they're telling you that is what go on there. They wasn't there. Ask them. First question to ask them. Were you there? Were you there? Second question to ask them. If you were not there, how do you know? Is the source of the information, who is giving you that information, is the source of that information a reasonable source, a safe source, a factual source? Can you verify the authenticity of the information that you're receiving?
Shall not prevail.
I see a lot of people hating on people for no reason. No reason. You ask them, well, why you don't like she? I just don't like her.
I will conquer.
I wish she fall and break up she foot.
Yes, I will conquer.
But from any time you wish she fall and break up she foot, know that is what coming for you. Anything you wish for people bad does come back and hit you or hit somebody that you love, that could damage you bad.
Tell them no retreat, no surrender.
So it mightn't be you, it might be your child.
I was born as a Makai warrior, and the Almighty God my blade. Fire burn all Satan carrier. Father loose all shackles.
Some people don't say I have goat mouth. Alright.
King David turns some to the brain.
When you wish bad for people, it have a tendency to fall in your pot. Careful what you wish for others. I know why I'm saying what I'm saying. Some people hate you, and you don't even know they hate you, and they're watching you and they're smiling with you. I lie or I'm talking the truth. Not all skin teeth is laughing. Not because you're seeing those pearly whites like if they just walk out from Gentle Dental Care mean that they like you, you know. When an animal going to bite you, they just kind of bare the teeth too, you know.
I want to say thank you, Lord.
A crazy man about to jump on you and bite you, to see teeth. They didn't mean he's smiling at you.
Thank you.
Father, you alone shall guide me. No man shall lead my path. In the wind I hear your quiet whispers, and you heal my broken heart. Even some of my friends turn enemies.
You see, some people now, they use Facebook as their means of gaining all the knowledge that they have. So when they see something on Facebook, they just say, okay, that is true. Sometimes it's posted by these fictitious people because there are individuals here who have created several fake Facebook pages. Now, the Facebook pages are there, but the name you're seeing there doesn't exist. It's an individual who using the Facebook pages just to put out information and say all kind of thing about people. And when they put it out now, there you go and you take it and you run with it. In relation to the incident this week, it happened, one Facebook page come and put out the thing, and then the individual who is spoken about in the post had to come and say, no, that is not true. They had to put out something and say, no, what is being said there is not true. But you know how much people take that and run with it and start to call radio program and start to say all kind of thing? It's not true.
That I cannot make. Who are you to tell me that I am not the greatest?
People will jealous you for some of the dumbest reasons. People will jealous you simply because they find you good looking. You know somebody will hate you because they find you good looking? Especially if you're a woman and your man watch another lady and he find that lady look nice, or he make a statement and say that lady does look good. If he make that mistake to say that, all of a sudden the woman hating that lady. If it's a man and he find he woman watching her next man, or say that fella that's dressed nice, I like to see how he does keep his hair. Oh, he's a nice guy. All of a sudden that man hating the man. You don't know him. You never interact with him. He never do anything to you. But you hating him.
I used to be frightened. I'm not afraid no more.
That no intelligence. That lacks intelligence. That's just dotishness. I ain't hating nobody just for hating them sake.
So no,
I ain't hating nobody at all. People say the nastiest things about each other and so on.
No man that rise against I, that war they shall never win.
And so of them they saying it and then they come in and smile with you right after. You know, the mouth still dirty from the dirty things they say about you, and they come back and talk with you nice.
Come on, let's conquer. No, I will conquer. Rise up and conquer them.
If it's one thing they could be assured of, is that this individual shall learn no middle name Scott, ain't afraid nobody. None. No human being. Never. The Most High is who answered.
Loose all shackles and chain. This morning, first thing as I wake up, King David turned Sam to the brain. Don't let your courage go down. Keep it up. And if your heart rip up and stick.
You want to go on the vessel, don't let nobody stop you from going on the vessel.
Contract, rip it up. And if you bad mind people to go meet it up. Pass me the Congo, Jama, let me beat it up. God on my side, me no give it up. No weapon.
Same people who talking about American vessel and all kind of things should know St. George's University School of Medicine is a US-based school. It's here in Grenada, but it's from the United States. It's students there that go to the general hospital and so on and provide certain services and so on. See busloads of them heading across there. And they're from the United States. They're from many other countries as well. There are close to 100 countries, different people going to St. George's University. So we should stop going to the general hospital because it have Americans there? It's absolute nonsense, man. It doesn't make any sense to me. As I said, if that is your view, that is your view. I'm not calling you stupid. I'm saying that the view, the point that they're trying to make there does not make sense to me. I find it stupid. Yeah.
Some of our friends turn enemies and they pray for right.
Sometimes sensible people could talk nonsense.
We got the son, but we gave him the wound of lies. Send down your warriors with the hello. We carry down to the end of days. No matter how the devil try trick me.
Yes, Nazi B, it have African, it have American, it have Indian doctors here.
Can see the high tide wave.
And they're always here.
There is no radar. Could there be that wheel in my soul? Weapon that form against I shall not prevail. No man that rise against I, that war they shall never.
Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Sheldon.
Hey, Gabby.
Mr. Scott.
Yes, we're hearing you. Go right ahead.
I wish I could have get some. They could have helped me with that footway. I suffered so much, Mr. Scott, over years. I wish I pray. Are you praying for me that they could some miracle boy so I could get a release with that pain I just have? Because I know, you have good doctors out there. I'm praying to God that I get a release. Sheldon.
I'm hoping and praying that at least something could be done.
Are you sure what I pray for me? That's all Miss Cammy asked you.
Okay.
Because I don't sleep last night,
Oh, gosh, I'll get back to that.
Sleep. I just don't sleep at all with pain. I wish I could have get some help with that foot. Not today I suffered with that years. Dr. Lambert dead and gone, and he had told me before he died that that when you have suffered with poor circulation, he said it'll take a while for the healing when you hear them vein bust. And Miss Cammy really suffering. Okay?
All
so
right,
again, so Lord, I have a big punk in there going and cut it So tell them pass and buy pumpkin.
I feel you had a whole piece of that pumpkin for me.
Bye-bye.
All right, my dear.
Love y'all. And I just find I'm not your enemy, you hear me?
Who, me?
And I don't make no hypocrite about you, okay?
Nah,
So
what?
that one is not for me.
You know that is not for you. My children does pass by you, you know. Kiami, you know that is not for people like you and Hannah and Chris and all. You know that is not for all you. And me boy them like Bala and then that is not for all you.
Oh, I will conquer. Yes, I will conquer.
I ain't even talking about me here, you know. I'm talking about in general.
Oh, I will conquer. Rise up and
because I does see it. I does hear it.
Tell them no retreat, no surrender. I shall fight till the end of days. I was born as a mark.
And nothing to do with you.
Almighty God, my blade. Fire burn and seal.
And come here, I feel you had a whole piece of that pumpkin there for me. Whole piece of pumpkin there for the eye, yeah?
King David turned Sam to the brain. Don't let your courage go down. Keep it up. And if your heart rip up and stitch it up, don't let your faith them fall.
4407377 and 347-329-3101. So remember, the vessel is here. You know, they're not taking on people tomorrow, but they're starting from on Sunday. All right? So there'll be an official start ceremony, opening ceremony, that'll be taking place 10 o'clock on Sunday at the Melville Street, the cruise ship terminal. Yeah. So there'll be an official opening ceremony, as in the official starting thing, but they're actually starting an hour before. So those of you that are at the Karani James Stadium and over at the Grenada Trade Center. Now remember, they're doing a limited number of surgeries, so it pays to be early. It pays to be early. So if you could make it Sunday, make it Sunday. If you could make it Monday, make it Monday. It pays to be early.
Father, you alone shall guide me. No man.
And it especially pays when it's free. Yeah? Nice.
Quiet whispers and you heal my broken.
So go there and get your treatment.
For right to feel and remember to give us your only begotten son, but we gave him the wound of love. Send down your warriors with the hello. They carry down to the end of days. No matter how the devil.
Yeah, Cammy, I feel Javon go some of that pumpkin. Hold on, piece of that pumpkin.
Is coming. I can see the high tide race. Without you, there is no other.
Alicia, they're doing down there, girl. Let me say a very special good morning to the busman. Whichever route you're applying, no man that rise against you, they shall never win. That bus must make our money today. Nobody go hold you back. Rex, the fastest, most efficient way between St. George and Grenville. Grenville and St. George, Rex. Ride in comfort.
I am a warrior. So who are you?
Rex, good morning, bro.
Who are you to tell me that I am not?
Ram, good morning to you too.
Created.
Ryan, morning. Morning to you, old dog. All of you, good morning. Yeah, just don't pass and give Cammy too much trouble this morning earlier. If I just give Cammy too much trouble and already, you know. Don't give her too much trouble. Again, 4407377.
Billy Vibes, leve me wallet, put your hands up.
Grenadians, you've got the choice.
We got the end.
Between the existing organization, the existing party, that's all about development and building and improving. Or organization that could only talk negatives to you. That all they specialize in is fighting among themselves, strategizing and plotting to destroy others and each other. Yeah, people outside the organization and within the organization. Especially if they see that individual or other organization as an impediment to them obtaining power. It's all about power. It's not about development. It's not about people. It's not about morality. It's all about power for them. Yeah, that's how it is.
Lava man flag, you join in the air.
Cammy, I'm really hoping that on Sunday you can get a little something. Hoping that something can be done to alleviate some of the problems that you've been having.
We blood. We turn it up loud.
And especially a lot of the children who may be having the eye issues. And so I'm hoping that you parents make the time on Sunday. Well, especially on Sunday because it's a non-school day. And they're not going to be here next week, Saturday, doing anything. So from Sunday to Friday, try to get your children there. I prefer if you try to do it on Sunday. That's the day that you don't have school. So they don't have to miss a day at school to go and get treatment. So if you can do that then. All right? Yeah, I think it's important that you try and get those things done. We have a call online. Good morning.
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 It's
Your live caller, go right ahead.
I have a paper to go for blood test result. Could I go on the ship with it?
It's not on the ship, but I believe...
Yeah, I know. I'm by the stadium, yeah.
Yeah, but I believe that you should be able to go by the stadium with it. I believe, they're doing labs. So I believe they're doing blood tests as well.
Okay, then.
Yeah, so you can try going there and they'd sort it out.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, great.
Good.
Because I know a lot of people, and there's some of the things. When we were speaking about national health insurance yesterday, sometimes people go to the doctor, and sometimes the only money they have is the money to the doctor fee, to go by the doctor. But then when the doctor says you need to take this medication, that medication, or we're not too sure what is wrong with you, it could be one of a few things. So you need to do an ultrasound and you need to do some blood tests. And then they don't see the person again until the person falls violently ill and ends up in the emergency room and on the ward. Because that person may not have the money to go and do the labs. Yeah? Good morning to you, Rachel. Good morning. I hope you're having a wonderful morning this morning. Yeah, so that person may not have the money to do the labs. Here's an opportunity that if you have like an X-ray, I know X-rays and ultrasounds for sure. I believe that they're doing labs, and I can send a message and try and get a response before the end of the program for the blood tests as well. So I believe that they're doing that. I honestly believe that they're doing that as well. So if you have the paper from the doctor, you can't go there and tell them that you want an X-ray, you want an ultrasound just so. But if you visited a doctor already and they give you a paper within the past few weeks and say, you need to do an ultrasound, you need to do an X-ray and so on, you can go and they will do it for you. And that'll save you, That'll save you.
This is the sound of soca. In the US way, we giving you soca. In the US way, in we blood, 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 in we blood.
I'm trying to see if I could reach Keville. But the kind of morning they've been having, I've been hearing that helicopter, Hannah, I don't know if you've been hearing it since around 5 o'clock, a little after 5. That boat been, that helicopter's been up and down in the south. Yeah, I think it's since about a little after 5, like daybreak. And to me, maybe even a little before daybreak.
Come and take a jump with we.
Yeah, I'm an early riser. I'm up early.
I say, come and take a jump with we. So jump with we.
Nothing better than the fresh early morning air on the island of Grenada.
Free. I say, come and take a jump with we.
Especially if you're living in a place like St. David or so. Or you're in some part of St. Andrew or St. Patrick and you're getting the little, fragrance coming across with a little nutmeg on it. Yeah, man.
In the air.
Or somebody have a clove tree close by.
Oh, we don't care.
You're smelling that nice spice and thing early in the morning, man.
It's in we blood. We turn it up loud. It is in we blood.
Okay, so just to remind persons who are listening, the vessel will not be docking. The only way you're going onto the vessel itself is if you've got to do surgery. So they have the 2 locations that you head to. You're going to head to the Grenada Trade Center and you head to the Carriacou James Stadium. When you go to either of them, if they assess you and they think that this person needs to do surgery and so on, then they can send you. So you get a nice little helicopter ride out to the vessel. All right? Nice. So those of you who hear the helicopter back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, right now it's just bringing in equipment. For instance, the dental. They wouldn't bring you on the vessel to do the dental. They might do the dental down at the Trade Center and at the Carriacou James Stadium, and so they do the dental in those different locations. And so 1 or 2 other things they'll be doing on mainland, the surgeries, and so they'll be doing out on the vessel. You cannot go on the vessel alone. If you've got to go on the vessel, you must have someone to go with you. So you must have, whether a brother, a sister, a mother, father, husband, wife, whatever it is, a son or a daughter, a person of a reasonable age. You can't carry a child and say, well, that is the person you bring with you. You need to bring a proper person with you so that in case anything, that person could contact your family and say that they need to get this, they need to get that, the other, and so on. And that can make decisions for you. So a reasonable person, you bring that person with you when you're heading on the vessel. Once they said that you're getting to go to do the surgery, you need to have that person with you.
Blood, blood, blood. We turn it up loud, 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 loud. How many times they ask why me don't do soca? But me local, so take soca in your mocha. They think we can whine, better take your time. Cause the black blood in we does make we get out of line. So jump with we, I say come and take a jump with we. Set yourself free, I say come and take a jump with we. So jump with we, I say come and take a jump with we.
Fine, we get to a stage now, a lot of people just feel they could say anything about anybody and get away with it.
We fun, we ready.
I find that's what we've come to. You know, back in the days, people like my grandmother, and then they say, we action you.
Love a man, fly the journey.
That's what them old people used to say, Naz. We go action you. Yeah. I mean, they take you to court, we go action you.
We don't care, we don't care, we don't care. It's in we blood, 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 blood.
So sometimes I think that probably some people need to get back into action in people.
Lord, Lord, it is in we blood, blood.
Many people just say, well, no bother that, forget that.
Turn it up loud, 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 loud.
But I think again, out of hand now. Some people just decide to say anything about anybody and there's no, you go on the internet and you just say something about somebody, or you put up the picture, or you put up a thing and you say anything about them and they're getting away with it.
Set yourself free, I say come and take a jump with we. Cause this is the sound of soca. In the USA, we giving you soca. In the USA, this is the sound of soca. In the USA, we giving you soca. In the USA, is in we blood.
I wonder if I should play a parang today.
Blood is in we blood, 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 blood.
Yeah, look and say the first man that play parang this year is me. Nobody had nothing on me there.
It's in we blood, 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 blood.
But I was afraid to play some of them parang because them two don't say anything about anybody when they're ready with those that I have.
We giving you soca. In the USA, this is the sound of soca. In the USA, we giving you soca. In the
yeah, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel I'll play a parang.
In we blood. 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 In we blood.
Nazi, beware, fam. We playing a piece of parang before we go, man. Play a piece. Okay, like chatting.
Just don't understand, you're a real heartless woman. You're gone with the men from the mainland. You pick a fine time to leave me, Lucille. You pick a fine time to leave me, Lucille. When I hear this one boy, my heart beat, they get shot.
All you really want me go and play that?
If you can get home,
you want to get me in trouble?
She must have an You never see nothing so yet. One government with two cabinet. Bound to lie is leader of the gang. So they running rings around Tillman. If they feel that tongue people sleeping, mighty well judgment they come in. Tongue people say brimstone and fire. For what bound to lie do to Peter? If you're living in glass house, you shouldn't have no stone. And if you see goodness on a hill, don't touch it, just leave it alone. Especially when parent time coming, there is plenty of name calling. So if your name mention, please don't say we fat, but just take parang in you. Jumping plane, traveling like they're crazy. Tillman, please take charge of NDC. A set of jokers in government, dotish and grossly incompetent. All they care about is the big work, and for this country they give one. Put the yellow in a barrel and roll the backside on Market Hill.
Anyway, you see, Nazi, you make me go and play that. I should not play that one. Man. Well, it's Christmas that coming. So I start early. Yeah, we start early. Yeah? We start. We just never stop for independence. So we always playing independence music. We ain't stop for that. But folks, please, make use in the last minute that we have. Make use of the opportunity. The vessel is here. Those of you that can go on Monday, go. Don't let anybody discourage you from being healthy. You don't have to try to impress anybody by saying, okay, the Americans do A, B, and C back in this day and that day and that day, and due to that, I'm not going. Yeah? Because you're going by a doctor who may have made mistakes in a surgery last year and year before, and you're still going by that doctor to do a surgery. Yeah? So don't just use things and say, well, some of it might be true, some of it may not even be true. Because one thing I've learned about the internet, anything you want to believe, you can find somebody to tell you that that is the truth on the internet. If you want to search right now to find out that the sky is red, there's somebody on the internet right now who is going to agree with you and write a whole thesis, even have a web page that says that the sky is red and everybody else on earth is crazy. Anything you want to believe, you could find people to say that on the internet and to go along with you and believe it and make you believe it. Yeah? So the vessel is here. They're offering services. They're offering some surgeries. Because a lot of people have been asking about the fibroids. A lot of people have been asking about fibroids. They're not offering that service. Yeah, because that one is a more intense surgery. It takes a longer time and so on. They wouldn't be here the length of time to be able to do the fibroids and all these things and stay. Yeah, but they are doing some other surgeries and so you can go, take the opportunity, get your eyes done, get different things done. All right? Folks, that's all the time we have for Hard Talk today. We'd like to thank all our affiliates. Yeah, We Noise Radio, 94.9, broadcasting out there in Brooklyn. Good morning to you, Wade. We hope that you're having a fabulous day, you and the family today. Tell Mom hello for me. All right? Nice. Beautiful. Yeah. Also, 92.9 Sister Isle FM out there on the Sister Isles of Carriacou and Petit Martinique. 97.5, the Big Bad City Sound, broadcasting out of River Road. Good morning, Django. Right here on mainland Grenada, and community radio on your frequency modulated, the original, never emulated Campeche International. Yeah, CRFM 89.5, broadcasting out of Montjaloux in St. George. My name is Sheldon Scott. That's all the time we have for today. And whatever you say and do it safe and secure. We want to be speaking to and with you and not about you. I am out.
Stay up to date with all that's happening with the new National Party, NNP. Send us a message via text or WhatsApp on 405-8683 with your name, email, and constituency. Stay in the know with NNP. Get updated.
So I'm here with the Right Honorable Dr. Peter. Can you just give us a few brief regards and overviews of what you think of the National Summer Program of this year?
Well, I think the Ministry of Youth saw it in their own wisdom, of course clearly supported by the government, to initiate the summer activities to keep our youth during the vacation engaged in something positive. So I think the initiative itself is a very noble one. And the fact that these kids have come out in the various centers throughout the country and be able to be involved in something productive, making things that can in fact excite them in terms of the end product. So you never know later that might find some of these kids so like what they were involved in initially, as the young lady just pointed out, that they may find that later on they want to set up their own little business when they are finished with school, recognizing there are in fact market for some of the things that they are producing, but they will determine what areas of materials they want to produce. So I think it's a noble initiative, as I pointed out to the kids a while ago. When I was young, like everybody else, we get into the mischief and holiday time, and sometimes we give our parents a lot of trouble. So having put them into a program where they can produce something and help themselves, it's a way of discipline. It's a way of helping them to grow with a sense of the purpose, a sense of where they can do things more positively and allow themselves to be sometimes influenced by the negative forces which exist in the society. So I think we are aware of that. So I think it's a good exercise, hopefully. Whatever, because this is probably one of the initial areas in initial activities, I don't expect that the program will be perfect. But maybe next year, going forward, you may see we'll learn from any areas of weakness and improve on it, like everything else.
And can you tell us, would you be encouraging all of your other friends to become next year?
Yeah, I think I will invite if they can.
Nice. Well, we look forward to seeing you next year. Please. Can you describe your typical approach in interacting with the students and their participation in developing their skills in arts and crafts?
First of all, you have to get them to settle down and show them what it is to do in craft.
Okay, and some of the things they made are?
We do floral arrangements, we do some baskets and some vases, and also some soaps.
And what did you guys use for those?
We use flowers. We use the oasis to do the floral arrangement. And in doing the baskets, we use the canvas with the wool.
Okay, and I'm pretty sure that everyone enjoyed being a part of that.
My name is Dr. Louis Amede, Community Youth Officer.
Great. And can you tell us how optimistic are you towards hosting future summer programs?
You say future. I'm highly optimistic because I'm in to see the type of craft that those kids learn for the past 9 days. It was very impressive. So I'm highly optimistic.
Can you speak to us about the factors which the ministry have considered in planning this youth program?
The ministry consider many factors, And there were many different challenges that they had to go through to get this summer program off the ground. But at the end of the day, we have come to it.
Very nice.
First of all, I'd want to commend the ministry and for organizing the summer program. We know summer programs are in great demand throughout the country when the school is on vacation, and sometimes the parents simply want a place to leave the children. But the idea and what has been taught at the summer program is, so vastly different from, the mathematics and the English and everything in school. It is to learn, about your country and to really develop yourself. I think it's more like a summer camp where, people do a lot of extra things that they do in school. So I really want to commend them. It is very good, but I also want to point out that in this particular area, some people had a problem of coming from different areas, different locations to get here. And this is something that we'd like to address with the assistance of the constituency in facilitating those who outside will have to take 2 or 3 buses. Whereas during the school time, they only take 1 bus to go to school, but here they have to take 2 or 3. And I think that is why the numbers are a bit low. But next time we want to address this assistance so we can get some of them coming to the facility. It is quite good. What they've produced, it's miraculous. And we want to encourage them to go a little into some of the things that will be able to be sold quickly. Like we buy toys, every day. So every year for the students. So if they have them, we now look there as a supplier. And we're the market for those toys. So an excellent camp, and the activities must be commended.
I'm Tracy Dabro Telesford, facilitator of this year's summer program during personal development session. Some of the areas that I did during the personal development sessions were conflict management, financial management, abuse, and bullying and social media. The age range of students that were here, I think some of them were a little younger than originally anticipated. So in cases like that, probably different groups for them, so that the children who are younger are not exposed to some of the topics and so on, or some of the areas in the topics that can be a little bit more for the students or teenage years, for example. So that was one of the little problems there, but it was navigated and done in a group session with everybody.
What aspect or area of the program did you enjoy the most?
I would say making the beads, like handbands, necklaces, earrings and stuff.
Can you just share with us one topic you guys would have covered in personal development that stood out most?
One topic is conflict management. What really made me open up more is that anytime you see conflict going and start, avoid it, just walk away.
So you taught you how to contain yourself and just walk away from it?
Yes, because I have a very bad temper.
Oh, so it helped you with your temper? Well, very nice. I'm looking forward to seeing you next year, please, Lord, and I hope you would imply everything that you learned from your summer program.
Yes, I will.
So we're here with Miss Ramos, and Miss Ramos, can you just give us a briefing as to what are some of the benefits to be derived from initiatives like this?
Okay, from initiatives like this, I can tell you, and from this summer program in particular, that the kids would have learned how to use their hands to make arts and crafts. They would have learned how to manage their finances, because some of them did not recognize that the little monies they get every day was something they could actually take, use, and save some for. So now they would have learned how they can save and how much they can accomplish at the end of the year. Another thing they would have learned, even making these arts and crafts, that they can even sell some to their friends, their neighbors, or even their family member, and they can also generate some money to put in their kiddies. It also meant that as later on in life, they can use this same craft and art that they would have learned as a skill, so they can become persons who can have their own business, or persons who can employ somebody else, and things like that.
government spends close to $2.4 million for the latest batch of scholarship recipients. Details to this story and more in the National Report. With the details to the news for Thursday, September 12th, I am Leslie Ann Johnson. 59 additional scholarship recipients have received awards for study at tertiary institutions at home and abroad. The Ministry of Education, Human Resource Development and Religious Affairs hosted a scholarship awards ceremony at the Youth Center in Montrouge on Thursday. Details from Annette Moore.
Applying for a scholarship was paramount for me in order for me to be able to do this degree, first of all, because there was no way I would have been able to afford it on my own. Therefore, it was one of the options I was looking into for a while, and that was one of the reasons why I applied for the government scholarship. I'm very appreciative that the committee would have selected me.
Award ceremonies for scholarship signals the importance of our human resource development. When you are given this award as young people, it signals not only Grenada's commitment to you, it signals that Grenada is proud of you. Grenada has embraced your academic excellence, and we are providing the opportunity so that you can further your studies, so that you can develop this lovely nation of ours.
Scholarship awards totaling approximately $2.4 million were presented to the 59 recipients in several areas. 30 students received awards for undergraduate study and 14 for master's level degrees in international business and multi-sector health management at the St. George's University through the joint efforts of the Government of Grenada and SGU. 9 awardees received master's scholarships from the People's Republic of China, and 6 students received economic cost bursary assistance scholarships from the Government of Grenada. The Assistant Dean of Admissions of SGU delivered remarks on behalf of her institution.
Be an extraordinary student. Do not merely attend classes and complete your assignments, but get involved. Engage in your university community. Contribute to your local community through various volunteer projects. Studies have shown that students who actively participate in clubs and organizations, work part-time, and volunteer during their studies, they have a higher probability of securing a professional job after university.
Ambassador to Grenada from the People's Republic of China addressed the audience, noting that he's often asked why China provides so much assistance to Grenada, a nation so far away.
China intends to help Grenada speed up the progress overall economic and social development by providing sincere and service assistance. In 2018, China and Grenada signed the Memorandum of Understanding and joint construction of One Belt One Road initiative, which opened a new chapter in our bilateral relationship.
I want to again, on the behalf of the government and people of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique, express our sincerest appreciation to you, Ambassador, and the People's Republic of China, and St. George's University. We thank you for partnering with us in making a better life for our people.
I have recently completed a first degree, and the next step, of course, is pursuing a master's degree. Because of the responsibilities that I have here in Grenada, SGU is the ideal choice because it's an online program. This master's program would increase my opportunities for a job, as well as help me to develop myself, my community, and my country.
Minister with responsibility for tertiary education, Honorable Pamela Moses, congratulated the recipients and encouraged them to do well.
Awardees, you are to give it your all. Never give up. Quitting is not an option for you. And when you can't go any further, you must let go and let God.
The minister also reminded them to contribute to national development.
Awardees, you have a lot to be thankful for, and your gratitude should be shown in your actions. Therefore, I will suggest that you show your gratitude by giving back to your society.
Awardees shared their goals for the future and their appreciation for the scholarship provided.
I applied for the scholarship primarily to study the area of tourism, hospitality, due to the huge investment that is happening in our country now with the hotels and so on that is happening, that is being built. And I believe that with these hotels being built, we as Grenadian people can be afforded the opportunity to be able to spearhead or manage these very important departments, such as the culinary department or the food and beverage department. Because oftentimes you realize that you bring in foreign persons to manage these departments here in our country. So with this degree, it would allow me to be able to pass on the knowledge and the skills to manage within this department.
They have assisted me, for example, in giving me this scholarship. So I think it is very important that I give back to them and help develop Grenada even more. In 5 years from now, I intend to be working along with the Fisheries Department of Grenada in helping to preserve and protect our coastal areas, our marine reserves.
For the National Report, I'm Annette Moore.
Insurance for fishermen, youth in agriculture, and predial larceny. Some of the salient topics addressed when farmers and fisherfolk met Wednesday as part of the ongoing Budget 2020 stakeholder consultation. Meetings are also scheduled to be held with social partners, the Trades Union Council, youth, and the private sector. Karima Lewis reports on Wednesday's meeting with the Ministry of Agriculture, which was held in Grenville.
It was an evening of healthy discussion surrounding concerns and suggestions regarding agriculture and fisheries and how these impact the Grenadian economy, as over 130 farmers and fisherfolks came together for the annual budget consultation. The 3-hour event held at Higher Level Grenville St. Andrew was an event of the Ministry of Finance held in conjunction with the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries as they seek to gain pertinent information for possible inclusion in the 2020 budget. Attending the session was Minister for Agriculture and Lands, Honorable Yulin Bean Hosford, Minister with responsibility for disaster management and information, Senator Winston Garwe, and Prominent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture and Lands, Elvis Moraine. Minister Bean Hosford, in her address to the farmers and fishermen, explained the number of initiatives in the pipeline geared towards the development of farmers and farming in Grenada, from tackling predial larceny to the development of youth in agriculture.
The amendments of the Predial Larceny Act, the reconstitution of the multi-stakeholders Predial Larceny body, introduction of cameras and the erection of billboards in strategic locations throughout the state once the hotline is established. The implementation of the pilot land bank project, which will provide useful information on the availability of lands. These lands will be utilized in the implementation of the Youth in Agriculture project. The Ministry of Agriculture, you may have heard about this Youth in Agriculture project for quite a while, but we're getting there. The Ministry of Agriculture, in collaboration with the Ministry of Youth, developed a conceptual framework for the project, which will be fleshed out in the coming weeks in preparation for implementation and commencement of targeted training for the beneficiaries.
Senator Winston Garwe encouraged the attendees, in particular the fisherfolks, to get themselves insured, as the Ministry of Climate Resilience has entered into a partnership with the Caribbean Catastrophic Risk Insurance Facility, CRIF, to bring to Grenada the Coast Parametric Insurance.
It's to ensure that in the event of an impact from either a cyclone or a hurricane of the sort, or with the rise in sea levels, that can impact livelihoods, that can prevent our fisher folks from making an income to take care of the families. There is a facility available to cushion the effects should there be another Ivan. Every fisher folk is required at this point in time to be registered and to be a part of the program. So the Ministry of Fisheries at this point in time are doing as we would say, the registration process to bring on board all our fisher folk.
Prominent Secretary Elvis Moraine implored on the farmers to have a business-like approach to their farming.
I believe farmers have to understand, and I keep saying that since I joined the ministry, you must take your farming as a business. You know, you have to look at it. It's something that you have to secure. I remember last year at the annual General Cocoa Association meeting, a farmer said something which had me thinking. Minister made an observation about youth in agriculture. And the gentleman asked, Minister, you're talking about youth in agriculture. What about the elders in agriculture? No, this is not a simple statement. Because the farmer recognized that I have been doing that all my life. And I have to do that until I dead, because there's no way I have something that I can lean on. It's because we are not taking farming as a business. Right? You have to apply the business.
For the Ministry of Agriculture, I am Karima Lewis.
This is the National Report. More news after the break.
Prepare for hurricane. Prepare for hurricane. Make sure you have your radio and your batteries too. Waterproof flashlight candles will do. Tin stuff, garbage bag, first aid kit. Come on, people, make sure you have it. Clean water in a container and a hurricane plan. Hear me, no man.
Hurricane damage is beyond your control. Surviving the aftermath is up to you. Have a hurricane plan. It can save your life and your family too.
Prepare for hurricane. Your hair, prepare for hurricane.
Continuing the news, Grenada will have an additional criminal judge and another civil judge when the new law term officially opens in January 2020. They are both due here soon. During Tuesday's post-cabinet briefing, Minister for Legal Affairs, the Honourable Kindra Maturin-Stewart, said a decision was taken by the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court to move the official opening date for the new law term from September, which is in the heart of the hurricane season, to January. The new official opening date is January 13th, 2020. Minister Maturin-Stewart also spoke to the recent appointment of Chief Magistrate Tamara Gill to act as Master of the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court. That appointment was made by the Judicial and Legal Services Commission, the JLSC, to run from September 15th to December 21st. The JLSC has also appointed Magistrate Teddy St. Louis to act as Chief Magistrate in the interim, and he will be assigned to the St. George's No. 1 Magistrates Court. Magistrate Francine Foster, who was assigned to the Traffic Court, moves to the Northern and Western Districts, which include the Magistrate Court in Carriacou, St. Mark and St. John. And Kinamaras Victor, Crown Counsel in the Attorney General's Chambers, has been appointed to act as an additional magistrate in the Traffic Court in St. George's. 12 students were recipients of the 2019 T.A. Marichaud Community College GUT grant presentation. Grants were awarded to 11 first-year students covering tuition for their first year at the institution. Joselle Mercer, who is currently pursuing an associate degree in natural sciences, received a scholarship which covers full tuition for the second year. Mercer completed the first year with a GPA of 3.88. The Vice President of the Board, Kim Paris, says they have invested and will continue to invest in the development of the nation's youth.
To date, over 110 students have benefited from the fund, where each was awarded $1,000. We believe that education is an investment, a costly investment, I might add. And this occasion signifies the vested interest the GUT Cooperative Credit Union has placed in the acquisition of higher education by our nation's youth. This initiative corresponds with one of our core operating principles, that of which seeks to bring about human and social development as well as educational and financial independence through higher education and lifelong learning.
She urges the students to work harder and use the opportunity as a stepping stone for greater accomplishments.
It is our hope that the assistance we are providing to you will serve as a springboard for you to seek further educational pursuits. We look forward to the fruits of our investment in your accomplishment, and we anticipate that your accomplishments will significantly affect your life, the lives of the members of your families and communities. We encourage you to persevere in all your academic endeavors and wish you continued success.
And the 2018 recipient, Joselle Mercer, gave tips for success, encouraging her peers to stick to the path towards achievement.
Surviving college requires discipline as it relates to your ability to stick to specific study areas and study times on the campus and at home. Being well organized, choosing friends that can help you to grow, speaking with your lecturers for clarity, and most importantly, eating healthy to stimulate brain activity and for energy to walk in all directions on the campus for classes. So, you should have small goals in mind like thoroughly preparing for all exams, conducting all assignments to the best of your ability, using the library to study, asking for help when really in need, doing lab reports to the best of your ability.
And that's the National Report. I'm Leslie Ann Johnson.